All right, let's talk about one of the strangest, most personal cinemas in the entire world. You know the one. It's the one that plays inside your head every single night. So yeah, let's pull back the curtain and dive into the totally bizarre, fascinating world of our dreams. I mean, really think about it for a second. We've all been there, right? You wake up and you're just like, where on earth did that come from? Was it the classic teeth falling out dream, or maybe something a little more out there? I mean, come on, you can't make this stuff up. That's a blockbuster movie right there. Our dreams can be so incredibly weird, sometimes hilarious, sometimes just absolutely terrifying. And the wildest part, we have zero control over what's playing. Honestly, that's the perfect way to think about it. Your brain is the streaming service, it's the writer, the director, and the star, all rolled into one. And tonight, we are gonna go behind the scenes of this very, very exclusive production. So how does this all work? Let's get into the actual science of what's happening in your brain when the lights go out and the main feature starts rolling. So most of this dream action happens during a phase called REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement. And during this stage, your brain is just buzzing with activity, almost like you're awake. But what about those eyes? That quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the energy. While the rest of your body's pretty much paralyzed, which is a good thing, it stops you from acting out that giant chicken dream, your eyes are going absolutely wild behind your eyelids. And get this, it's not a one-time special event. Nope. Your brain is a non-stop content machine, cranking out anywhere from 3 to 6 full-on dreams every single night. It's basically binge-watching its own original series. But if we're dreaming that much, why do we remember almost none of it? That's the number. A staggering 95% of our dreams are just gone, forgotten almost as soon as we wake up. And they're so hard to grab onto. One second, you're in this incredibly vivid, detailed world, and then, poof, it just vanishes. A little temporary story that disappears into thin air. Okay, so we know when dreams happen and kind of how they happen, but the biggest question is still just hanging there. What is the point? Why does our brain even bother producing these crazy, elaborate shows for us every night? Let's dig into the main theories. Well, scientists think our dreams are actually doing some really important work. You can think of these as the 3 main plot points of your nightly movie: organizing all your memories, processing your emotions, and, believe it or not, giving your creativity a serious boost. So first up, memory. While you're sleeping, your brain is basically tidying up. It's sorting through everything that happened during the day, figuring out what's important enough to keep and what it can toss out. It's sparking joy, but for neurons. Okay, dreams also work as this emotional playground. They give us a chance to work through stress or anxiety or other feelings in a safe space, even if that space feels totally chaotic. It's your brain's way of hitting the reset button on your emotions, even if the method feels a little unconventional. And finally, dreams can be a hotbed for pure innovation. Because they make these bizarre connections between things that seem totally unrelated, they can spark these aha moments. I mean, the story goes that Dmitri Mendeleev was struggling to organize the elements, and then, boom, he had a dream where they all fell into place, and that gave us the periodic table. Your brain is a genius director, for real. Of course, not every dream movie is some original, creative blockbuster. Sometimes our brains get a little stuck on certain genres, like reruns and horror flicks. You ever have that dream where you're back in high school and you completely forgot about a final exam? Yeah, that's a classic rerun. These recurring dreams are often tied to some unresolved issue or anxiety that your brain keeps pushing to the front of the line, kind of nagging you to deal with it. And then you've got the horror flicks, nightmares. Now, these can be triggered by really serious things like stress and trauma, but sometimes, just sometimes, the culprit is a little more mundane. Yes, that late-night snack really can summon the dream demons. But here's a fascinating way to look at it. Nightmares might actually be good for you. Seriously. They let you confront your fears in a totally controlled environment, which helps you build resilience. It's kind of like your brain's own boot camp for scary situations, no copay required. All right, before the credits roll, let's look at a few more fascinating little details from the director's cut of your brain's midnight cinema. Here are 2 mind-blowing facts for you.
First, people who are blind from birth don't dream in images. Instead, their dreams are these rich, incredible landscapes of sound and smell and touch. And second, while some dreams feel like they last for an eternity, they typically only last between 5 and 20 minutes.
You know, it's pretty wild to think about how far our understanding of dreams has come. Ancient cultures, they often saw dreams as divine messages, prophecies from the gods. Today, we see them as messages of a different kind, signals firing between our own neurons as they sort, process, and create. So, what this all really boils down to is that dreaming isn't some weird fluke to be confused by. It's a fundamental, healthy, and totally natural process. It's just your brain's weird, wonderful, and completely unique form of nightly entertainment. Whether it's a comedy, a tearjerker drama, or some abstract indie film about riding a giant chicken, you're always the star. So maybe pay a little more attention to the show. You might just learn something pretty interesting.